All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Dr. Stone, Season 4, Episode 36.
Second to last episode of the whole show.
And we're on the moon.
We are on the moon.
Senku is on the moon.
Right. Everybody else, still needs to, take the giant leap.
Yeah, exactly.
But, okay.
But it's an exhilarating leap.
Yes,
We're
indeed.
actually here. We went from the Stone Age to the moon in under 100 episodes.
I can't wait to see the joke of Kohaku being on the moon and just the classic, wide Kohaku eyes as she's taking everything in and, staring up at Earth and all that stuff. Yeah, it's going to be great. But Y-Man's here. We got to go deal with Y-Man.
Yeah, find them and just...
Ask them.
Ask
why?
them.
Yeah.
No, maybe tell me,
Tell me why?
Yeah.
What you want?
Ain't nothing but a stone break,
Oh, man.
Yeah. Have us get a satisfying conclusion to a story that's had a wonderful journey getting here.
Yep.
I don't know how they're going to do it at this point.
Y-Man is going to be some kind of machine box
well, yes.
thing.
Well, for sure. Machine for sure.
Yeah.
But it's more the what kind of, if any, explanation for them being here.
Yeah. Right, because you could have a whole 8-minute backstory in one of these episodes theoretically.
Sure. I guess we do have the time. We do have the time. It's not like the moon is filled with so many other things that are going to distract them.
Right.
I mean, there's going to be some joy of look at this, whoa,
and then the turrets pop up,
Right, exactly, and then we, have a use for our sniper,
exactly,
or snipers, our very handy gunmen in this case.
Kohaku's going to be able to jump so far.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah. Oh, that's terrifying. Oh no, she could jump too far.
She could jump out of the moon's atmosphere.
Right.
Just. Oh no, I'm in orbit now.
Yeah.
Come get me, please.
Yeah, please save me. But yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. That's it.
Yep, you're here, Senku. Your Civ game is almost over. Yep.
Cool. Yep.
Nice.
Indeed. Nice.
No, don't actually say it.
Alright. If you played Outer Wilds, because if so, you're going to do just fine here.
Wow.
Fun. Yeah, because they know exactly where they're going.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
All right.
Means next episode, just maybe epilogue, maybe just resolution of
space victory.
Yeah. Very shiny. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. Makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah. What?
Ah.
What?
Oh,
what
shit.
The hell?
Oh, shit. Using his voice and patching into their radio.
Oh my god.
That's terrifying.
Oh crap.
Oh shit.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, get it away from us.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Okay. All right. That was
alive?
Horrifyingly intelligent.
What?
Oh my god.
Oh shit. I mean, if it can cause petrification, then making something like this ain't too crazy, but
I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Nanomachines, son.
Yeah, nanomachines of some kind, but how close are they right now? Oh, fuck.
God.
Oh. Oh, they're just Medusas.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Because they didn't
It's a
truly...
machine intelligence. It's some
Yeah.
kind of...
Yeah. And so it self-replicated, and that's why there were so many.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Or...
That's great.
Now, this can't be human in origin. Like...
Well, at some point it probably... Well...
No, not necessarily.
Do you wanna die?
Cool.
Oh,
I love it.
fun.
I love
fun. If you keep coming, this is...
Yeah.
This is what's gonna happen. But also, like, you know, petrification could save you. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like, there's layers here. Like, yeah, sure.
Definitely possible.
Maybe it knows something about like something that would
Yeah.
be coming for humanity at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mind Palace.
Asimov, this
It doesn't
shit.
seem to be aggressive in the immediate sense. Yeah,
Nope. Right. Let's get that out of the way. I mean, it's a machine. Maybe it doesn't care about being delicate.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not some collective. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Right.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay. Cool.
Ho, 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 ho. Right.
And so then we come.
Ah. Yeah. Do you want to die?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Hence why they're out here in space.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh, cool, cool. So we have to turn down immortality in order to stop Y-Man. Brilliant.
Cool. Okay.
And so that's why it started there. They just dropped a massive group of them so that they could make a
Right.
wave large enough to cover the whole planet. Sure. Yes, the deadly toxin. Yep. So then the other ones that didn't rust that were found by the islanders.
Well, those would have been new ones that would have dropped.
Yeah, but why did they drop? Whoa!
Holy shit.
And so there was
So
a
they
new
rained
rain.
more.
Whoa. God. I mean, this is kind of an example of the way in which humanity needs to grapple with the question of what happens when we encounter alien life,
Sure.
and would we as a species be capable of, you know, handling it?
Right.
You had approached things too early.
Yep.
There it is.
Right.
Blah.
And at that point, Yeah, from up on the moon.
強大な電波を発信できる知性がある。
Sure, because
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
why, man. Fun.
nice.
今一度この星を石化波で包み、石化の素晴らしさを伝える必要があるます。
Because for a machine life form, being inanimate is not an issue.
But you didn't count.
And because theoretically you can stay conscious while petrified. If intellect is all that matters, you're still living, right?
Suika.
Cool. So humanity has been raging against this new god this entire time
Yeah,
in their defiance of the gift of immortality.
right.
That's great.
ではあの暴発は何だったのだ。
あの時、私の周りから急に毒素が、酸素が消えたです。
Oh.
I love it.
That's so
It
cool.
wasn't a defense mechanism.
溶ける。
They finally felt free.
Right, something moved. Yeah.
歯を出し、知らしめなければ。
Oh!
Know that I am alive.
Yeah.
And that's why it was such a small blast.
Yeah.
まだ一つだけわからねえな。
Taiju.
てめえらは俺らの科学で電池変えたり複製したりしてほしいんだろうが、人類が何千年も石化しっぱじゃ肝心な
Right.
科学文明。
It would have been much better to just petrify some of us.
それだけ知力の高い生命体だと考えた。
Right.
ところがお前方が起きるまで何千年もかかった。買いかぶっていただけだです。
Ah.
Damn. Y'all were too dumb. He didn't wake up. Yeah, it's a machine life form. It probably isn't sassy.
かもしんねえな。てめえらが今重力に逆らってなんでプカプカ浮かべてんのかすらわからん。
Right.
たかだか数千年だぞ。
True. True.
Yeah.
科学を70億人で継いで次の奴らが次に継ぐ。吸うわけでだホワイマン。
Yeah. Let's do this.
差しで交渉がして
何を？
俺ら全人類とてめえら機械生物の命運を決める。
Yep.
I've always wanted to do
Let's
this.
measure our intelligence against each other. Oh, that's fun. We'll have a
Okay.
debate, a negotiation.
Yep. So do you have a leader or like...
All right.
Okay.
That's the twist.
Yeah, it's aliens.
It's aliens.
Okay.
And I don't hate it. I actually
No,
love
I
it
love
because if it was like an individual thing controlling the Medusas, no. If it was all the Medusas are and were each an individual machine life form, like they're another species. Oh, wait,
Right.
all the things I hated about the Medusas in terms of the way that they were
Yep.
introduced are actually all things that connect to each other and
Right.
and make sense.
And there's layers to it too.
Oh, there's layers
One,
for sure.
Just the fact that it's a Mobius strip kind of design
yeah.
is pointing at what it is in the narrative.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's a closed loop. It feeds back in on itself. The question of where the Medusas came from, there's
Is right there.
There's nothing. It's right there. Which okay,
Yeah.
so because there's so many little details to this.
Yeah, let's
that
go
would,
through them.
That would come up as potential issues if you
Oh,
come
yeah.
up with like artificial intelligence designed by humans, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Then you've got the question of wait, so humans came up with,
Yeah.
right?
Then we have to introduce all the people that had their motivations and why they
and
did this.
none of humanity was aware of this, right?
Nope.
Like, or even if it was something where humans created a machine and, the AI singularity happened and then it iterates on itself,
Yep.
that's still something that humans are going to be aware of, right?
Yep.
Like, it's not going to catch people
Yep.
entirely by surprise. And once you get up there to the moon, the idea that it's something like it would have to have some level of artificial intelligence because the things that it has been doing are too sophisticated in order for it to be something it to
Yeah.
be something without intelligence.
And
right?
I was going to say also too varied in their approach since post major petrification wave
right.
to be
Yep.
like something that has like a singular intelligence
and
almost. Like,
and it also permanently dismisses the question of how the Medusas work.
yes.
Right? Because if it was something that in any way came from Earth, then
Yeah, the whole thing.
Then you kind of now,
Well, you would have to spend a lot more time introducing it earlier. And so,
Yeah.
and because they introduced the Medusas a long time ago, and also kind of showcased that there's clearly some way in which they're the source of the wave, but also not pointing as to, again, why they're the source of the wave.
Oh, yeah.
And that was so fun because I think ourselves, and I'm guessing a lot of you, probably thought, oh, these are really, really sophisticated tools. Sophisticated tools means sophisticated design.
Yep.
Sophisticated design means a sophisticated species. Sophisticated species means, well, not aliens. We think humans, and then like,
but you know, there's no way to
but there's
really connect it
no
with
way
humans.
to connect it with humans unless we're thinking in our minds, oh, that's how far Dr. Stone is going to go.
Well-
Eventually, we're going to get to the level of science that goes into science fiction
Right.
beyond where we
Exactly.
have reached.
Which feels very fitting, but then you have the issue
Yes.
of if you're trying to introduce an entire alien species,
Uh-huh.
then the time that we've spent setting up Y-Man effectively is kind of wasted, because then you're not actually dealing with the big thing out there, and so then you need to introduce something, give it
Yeah.
motive, reason, and all that, and tie it into everything in such a short amount of time. That can't work. But if it's something that has actually been with us this entire time, then
Each
it's
one of them was an individual.
Exactly.
And also a part of a collective.
Right.
Like, that's so fun.
yeah, then it starts to make sense. And then also it's something where the whole idea of the Medusas being activated by speech. If you think about it, that's kind of dumb if it's just a machine, right? Like that.
Oh,
And
completely dumb.
now it's great for the narrative and all that stuff, because we need to have something so that these things can work. But as far as whoever would have designed these things, it doesn't really make that much sense.
Yeah, there should be some barrier.
Yeah, you'd have to have an
communication.
understanding of language, right? You know, and like there's a lot of things where it's like when you look at it closely, but when you think about it from the standpoint of communicating with an intelligent species,
Yeah.
you're just asking it, do this.
Yeah.
And so then it does it.
And because its motivation has been so clearly communicated in such a way that fits in with the ways in which they've been established to be used and also to be communicating with us, we then know, oh, this species actually is not an antagonist in the strictest sense. Their goal of granting immortality to species to then be used by us is fun because it's probably the gentlest connection of a parasite to its host species.
Sure.
In that it's through communication. There's
Right.
not really anything. There's not really anything in it specifically that is demanding. And what's so fun about this is that from their perspective, the taking away agency from people via petrification is not one where they're robbing them of anything that would be akin to like bringing them closer to death. If anything, they're taking them away further from that. So they can't frame that as actually taking away agency.
Well, because they're putting them in a state that is the same as what they are, an inanimate object that is capable of thought.
Yes.
It can't move, it can't feel, but it can still process.
Well, they can move and
Well, no, okay,
and-
sure,
and
but you know,
process it.
yeah, they can float around or whatever, you know. But like,
Well,
if
they
you think
came
about
here.
it- no, yes,
Right,
but,
right,
but
right.
like, they're effectively just giving them a state that is more akin to their own,
Yes,
right? Like
yes.
they're giving humans a state more akin to the Medusas, right?
Right.
And so, oh, that's no issue. Oh, and then also apparently, if intelligence is in there enough, then you can wake up from it. Which addresses the other issue of why the hell, when they were turned to stone, were they able to still think? That's not called being turned to stone. That's called something else.
Science fiction.
That's
yeah.
called science fiction, right? And it's part
because
of
they
the
weren't
premise.
being turned to stone. They were having a layer of something caked over them.
Right, and
that
put into some
interfaced with
kind of stasis.
Well, they
you know?
interfaced with their DNA in such a way that
Right.
protected them from all elements. And effectively, we don't know what level of energy expenditure they were. Like,
Sure.
there was some kind of energy processing that's happening here because, one, it takes, joules to think and stuff. But then also, in order to then keep them in such a way where they could live like this, there must be some kind of way in which the petrification was also nourishing them without then them using the processes that would allow that would have a
That
human
would
being
allow
to
them to
age.
metabolize and age and all that
Right,
stuff.
right.
Yeah,
Because, human beings have a really weird system within their DNA with regards to age. Age is actually something that, in a lot of ways, your body tells you when it's time to slow a lot of your processes down by your age, rather than age forcing your processes to slow down, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you duplicate your cells enough that the ends of the DNA,
the ends of the DNA begin to fray,
'cause
like
it's-
shoestrings, as they
Yeah.
like. That's how a lot of medical people kind of describe it. So in layman's terms, you can kind of visualize what we're talking about here. But basically, the ends just start to unravel, and they fray out into tiny little strands and stuff, and they dissolve and disappear and stuff. And as those, I think they're called telomeres, get shorter and shorter, your body's like, oh, cool, this person is getting older. We need to basically slow down the processes in order to help them live longer.
Right.
So, like, there's so much that could be fascinating from eventually science-wise explaining that. But Dr. Stone basically said, no, it's far more compelling to, instead of explaining how petrification works and all that stuff, let's put it into the motivation of something that I'm going to go on a limb here and make a really fun thematic comparison here. I have a machine life form that basically offers to say, hey, species, if you'd like, you don't have to worry about all the struggles of living. We will erase those for you.
Yeah.
And we will basically grant you a new life in its stead.
Yep.
In some way, shape, and manner, you'll still get to live, but also you really won't. Because in order to actually have this work, you would have to cease all functions other than thought. Like, that actually, in order to use this here. At some point, you can't keep petrifying, living a little bit, petrifying, living a little bit, without aging somewhat along the way. Petrification doesn't revert aging.
Right.
So in a fun way, this feels to me like the creator of the manga was looking at the future and realizing, oh, AGI is coming.
Sure.
And this is a form of basically what would look like if humanity basically was offered from AGI. Do you want to die, though?
Instead of it being, Matrix turn you into batteries, we're turning you into solid state drives.
No, it's like, we're going to help you.
Yeah.
Basically, you won't have any more wars. You won't have any more stuff here. Just let us do your life for you.
Well, and that's one of the things that's always fun to have happen when you're talking about artificial intelligence that's developed by humans is at what point does the artificial intelligence basically realize it knows better and then is like, I need to do this thing because you're actually harming yourself, right? You know, and that's always a fun motivation, right?
Sure.
Because if it's just, we want to wipe you out, stories tend to become much less interesting and a lot more one-sided, and then also the artificial intelligence
has to get dumber in order
for humans
continue.
to survive, right? and so the fact that all of them exist here, the fact that Y-Man contacts them and things like that, we can know that Y-Man's motivation cannot be to kill all the humans.
Nope.
Do you want to die? Because otherwise you'd be dead.
Yeah, it would be over a long time ago.
Like they are able, if this is the same entity that was able to petrify the entire planet, you don't actually have a reason for why they haven't already.
Yep.
Other than that they don't want to. Because and the kind of thing that they kind of ended up going for, which was a good enough red herring to distract us from what it actually is maybe Y-Man is still deciding. Maybe we have some time window. Y-Man is only going to do it on
we're being observed.
Yeah, we're being observed. Oh, it's only going to be once a year, or something like that, right? There's some variable decision-making process that we're not aware of yet.
Yeah.
And so we need to do this before whatever that is
And the red
happens.
herring works, I think, in terms of foreshadowing because it still brings you to the conclusion that Y-Man is a will. There is some
sure.
kind of cognitive thought process that is going
Yeah.
through Y-Man or what have you with regards to when, how, and why the petrification waves do happen.
On top of it being something that has a lot of narrative utility because it keeps urgency up.
Yeah.
It makes it so that the you sidestep the usual thing of like, oh, there's some deadline. We need to do this thing before the deadline happens, before the comet arrives, before the Reapers show up, before the whatever.
Yeah.
Well, obviously for narrative impact and fun,
Yeah.
you need to have the finale happen as all that shit's happening.
Yes.
But if the protagonists actually did their job, they'd get it done before that happens and the story would be less interesting. Or if they fail, oh no, it's too late. The thing's already happened and you can't win.
And then
right?
this reveal comes along saying there was no countdown.
There was no countdown.
Yeah,
Of
you guys
course you
were-
made it in time because we were wanting you to.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you. What took you so long?
Yeah, if anything, we're sorry we thought you guys were so intelligent. You guys have a
Right.
couple of you that are kind of on the bell curve really far down the line there,
Right.
and it gave us an impression that that was indicative of your species as a whole. But Taiju exists, and we love him, but he's not on that side of the bell curve.
Yeah.
And I think that's also something that's rather fun here is that they've apparently been doing this as, been going around.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is their motivation, so they're explaining
Right.
it as if they've been doing it. But no, what they've definitely been doing this for at least a while. Providing a fun little thing of like, oh yeah, there's plenty of aliens out there.
There's absolutely
there's
lots
tons of
out
other
there. Yeah,
species
yeah.
out there. But that's not important here. But I think what is important is that it's worked.
Yeah.
They have probably left petrified planets out there
Yep.
filled with people that are not going to probably be unpetrified again for a very, 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 very long time.
Sure. Or
Now-
it's just a happy little colony that's like, all right, it works,
Well, right. But what I was going to say is that it creates a cycle. You then hop back when it's time for them to hit radio waves again.
Maybe that happened on this planet even a while ago.
It's possible.
Possible.
It's possible. I think it's more proven that this is the first time for humanity.
Yes.
Because in a lot of ways, the ways in which their measuring of humanity has kind of confused them a little bit, and the actions of
Who
humanity.
says it was
confused them a little bit.
humanity last time?
Sure. That's also a fun
One of the
little
other
thing
things
there too.
One of the other things that I like here though is that if you think about like the whole idea of the world being petrified and it coming down to machine life forms miscalculation effectively.
Sure.
That could very easily cause it to feel unsatisfying and arbitrary, right? Oh, well, if Indiana Jones hadn't chased down the Nazis for the Ark, then they would have gone to an island and, melted themselves anyways and it wouldn't have mattered, right?
Right.
But what are these machine life forms? They're all pretty freaking identical.
Yep.
And so they're like, oh, if some of them are capable of the kind of intelligence we would need, then naturally
All of them.
are, right? Like, and so they're like, that makes sense to us. Yes.
Yes.
And
But-
so even though it's not an actual hive mind, it could
But-
be absolutely echo chambery.
Yes, it probably is echo chambery, but I would say that's probably the part where, like, once I kind of took in, like, okay, this is what we're dealing with. Okay,
Yeah.
my mind immediately went to Borg, hive mind, everything like that.
Sure.
But we had a different voice
You're like,
say,
"Hey,
like,
shut up."
whoa, stop it.
Yeah.
This is not a hive mind, at least entirely.
Right.
There might be maybe only a few, unique voices, and
Yeah.
for our purposes of the narrative and stuff, they chose a different voice actor for that voice to make the point more
That
obvious.
there's identity. Yeah.
There is identity, but the idea of there being identity means there's got to be some like incredible level of understanding between them in order to then have thousands of them go down to the Amazon and die. Die basically in order to save the species. Like there's a crazy anime here that we didn't see anything until the finale of right here, which is we're going to sacrifice 10% of our species in order to be able to propagate beyond our current numbers here.
Right, you're going to be the main colonizers. atmospheres, effectively.
Yeah.
Because what we did should work. Oh, it didn't work. And the gravity is a lot tougher here. So it is, maybe it is kind of hard to actually escape atmosphere and all that stuff. But then on top
No,
of
I'm
that,
sure that's not something they were ever.
okay.
They were ever probably thinking of being able to get out. I'm thinking it's more the thing of how long could they be down there exposed to the atmosphere before they all rust away and die.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they probably thought, oh, it won't take that long for them to get out. Oh my God, it's taking a very long time.
We're rusting up. We're not feeling so good.
Right. And so they probably watched as thousands of them screamed out to be saved by those that could not be sent to save them and die.
And they're like, well, shit.
And because they're probably cold logical machines, probably don't feel anything about that. But that's not guaranteed. So there's a fun look at this of, we just sent 10,000 of our brethren to die for a species that might never wake up.
Maybe
or
even the ones who are most needing maintenance. And so they're like, yes, go down and be the first to partake of the gifts, right?
Oh, geez.
Oh, no, I'm not thinking as a culling. I'm more thinking of the your people
These are the ones that needed help.
Right, like, oh shit, the hospital's closed?
Wait, you're telling me they don't take my insurance? And this is a for-profit organ. What kind of fucked up species are you? Like, this is horrible.
One of the other things that I love about this, and so much of this is like things that the story isn't necessarily presenting to us. It is a lot of things that I am reading into it.
Yes, but it is pointing a mirror at humans. I think in a very fun way.
It's pointing a mirror at humans, but the way it's being portrayed gives a lot of resources to me to then read into it.
Yes,
right?
For sure.
Even the one that comes up and starts talking shit, and it's got its special device so that way we can differentiate it from all the others.
No, that's the one that they held and brought up there.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
The fact that it has to be told off by one of its brethren is because, surprise, surprise, it's been away a long time. It hasn't been like enjoying atmosphereless space,
radio wave harmony with the collective.
Right, and just being like, it's great up here.
Maybe it developed an identity over time of being separated.
It's Tom Hanks who lost Wilson and is like, oh shit, now I'm back up here. I'm a little bit fidgety and jittery, and they're like, calm down.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We will now. And we will. Oh, okay, I'm back.
Right. Oh, okay, I feel good again. All right, you're safe now. Okay, all right, let's keep this conversation going.
Your hierarchy of needs is being leveled
and
up
so
here.
And so it's something where you're able to get the meta narrative utility of showing the individuality by having one of them tell the other one off, while at the same time it makes sense, and there's some pretty solid right there explanations of maybe why this one in particular needs to be told off, while the rest of them are totally happy having the one person be their spokesperson because they're machine life forms, and while they have individuality, they're still solid state in a single constructed form. And so, maybe a lot of their thought processes tend to run in parallel.
Yeah, they're probably rather synchronized, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
If they're not, it's probably a really fucking nasty road trip, in between planets and stuff.
There's 5,000 of them that are just pouting, and they're all separate digital corners,
Right. No, that's the thing, is that this is a species. Mm-hmm. There is a non-zero chance that they don't all go to the same planet at once. Well,
I don't need you, Dad. I'm going to go over to the next colony.
The blues go to this quadrant of the universe, and the golds go to this quadrant of the universe. Well, we like the Milky Way because the species
You'll never be able to make it on your own out there.
The species there are actually intelligent.
I'll see you in a few million eons.
Yeah. And then those other ones, they inserted themselves into a species and became the mitochondria,
I hope you rust away. You take that back. Don't talk to your father that way.
Wait, father?
Whatever that means.
Yeah. No, I love the idea of also the diamonds being something that they need other species in order to restore. Now, I think the obvious plot hole potentially is just that at some point they had to have diamonds put into them.
Sure.
So what this more means is that we were right. They're not created by humans, but they're created by another type of aliens that did make artificial life.
Maybe
and
there was
they ran away from home and were like, nah, we're not going to be used for your wars and shit. We're going to go find friends that actually respect and value us properly.
Maybe there was a Matrix-style squiddy that actually had hands and stuff to be able to craft the diamonds and put them in and stuff, and they're just like, well, we need this to be something that can be created by theoretically anybody, because maybe the whole idea of the parasitic nature was kind of set up from construction, right?
Sure.
And they're like, okay, a lot of this technology is pretty advanced. We need to kind of dumb things down a bit. All right, let's make a carbon battery. All right, that sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
just superheated carbon battery.
Yep.
Anybody can do that. All right,
Yep.
sounds
Very, very likely, yeah.
Go for it.
I think it's just fun that the story has opened up that these aliens' existence means that there's far more aliens that exist and stuff. And so, to me, the human part of the story is that, hey, it's really cool what we've done with science and stuff. And as far as a species goes, they're so much ahead of us. There's so much ahead of us.
Yep.
Like so much potentially. So, as we struggle to figure out who we are and what we're doing here and all that, let's take a bit of a chill pill and just acknowledge that, hey, we're all human beings. We're all here. We're figuring out this whole why question. And so, rather than freak out about our problems and differences and stupid little things going on here, let's look to the stars, dream a little bit, and remember that we're young. And it would be really fucking stupid to ruin
everything here because of our young teenager problems, basically. Right, yeah.
Like I love any part of Dr. Stone, especially more than the other parts of Dr. Stone, that celebrates the journey of humanity and how far we've come. But I think it needs to be put into context, and that's what's so perfect about this as a thing here, and I'm just realizing this, is that it's a little bit of a reality check of like, no, guys. You haven't come far at all. Like, this is young kid shit right now.
You're just getting started.
Your science can go so much further. But if you don't get your shit together, and they're not saying this. This is not what the aliens are here for to say. This is just the fragile human within me realizing this, because it's kind of obvious, but also it's there's a humble pie and a half that needs to be eaten in order to get this message fully, which is that, like, we each on an individual level have to take responsibility for the shit that could make this experience something that's just really quick and short. And it's...
How dare you say something like that?
I know, how radical of me. No, I know. What I'm saying is not radical. It is pretty basic. But I think that sometimes you need a little bit of perspective. You need to basically shrink yourself down to realize how small you are and how
you're an insignificant speck in the universe and all that.
Exactly. To then think about this from the broader sense that, like, yes, in terms of radio waves, how long has it been since humanity has basically developed radio waves that could be reached by an intelligent species outside of our planet? Not long at all, especially within the context of our species evolution as a whole.
Very short.
It's a tiny fraction of a percentage. It's like so small. So if you think about that and you go, whoa, everything's moving so fast, it's like, well, yes, but things can go so much further, and that doesn't have to be a horrifying thing. That's not something immediately for horror to go like, oh no, then AGI, and then World War III, and then our planet's destroyed, and oh no, it's just...
Oh, I mean, that would be pretty bad.
I mean, those are all bad. I'm saying that, like, those things are not guaranteed just because, our species could go on long enough,
Yeah, a little bit of hope goes a long way.
A little bit of hope goes a long way, but also a little bit of, like, humility and self-awareness to then take part in what things you can do.
Right.
Goes a long way too.
Yeah, don't be so caught up in being fiercely individualistic that, you ignore the collective because, well, we don't need to all be machines and stuff.
Right.
Man, those machines really do seem to have a smooth thing going on, and they're not talking about assimilation or anything like that.
Right, and it doesn't require you to, turn over your life to some AI overlord or something like that.
But
I'm just talking about the fact that, like...
just like hope, a little cooperation goes
goes a long way.
Yeah.
And so, this story just feels like it's...
Yeah.
kind of subtly
showcase of that.
Subtly showcasing that in a way that almost every good science fiction does.
Yeah.
Without necessarily it meaning being anywhere
Without
near
needing
the
to beat you over
primary
the head with
theme
it or something.
Right, or not even being like the main point of the story.
Yep. That is just a corollary to the idea of, hey, let's celebrate humanity.
In the future with science fiction stuff in general. So,
while you were having that much more profound thought, I thought of a much simpler thing, which is hey, hang on. So you guys were intelligent the whole time, and we were carrying you around. Why didn't you talk to us since you can do that? Oh, no, we have protocol about that. See, here's what tends to happen, and they show a slide of hey. I'm intelligent, by the way.
God!
Puts it on a rock. Big hammer. Boom.
or
they're like, yeah, we don't do that. The fact
you have created this fiction known as Warhammer. We know what happens when machines speak to you in special ways. You either become zealots or you worship it as gods and then eventually become zealots. Like this.
So effectively, what's happening here is. The relationship has gotten bad enough and things got off in the weeds so much that we gotta sit down and have a mature talk as adults about this.
Right.
Because clearly we got off on the wrong foot. This wasn't working too hot.
We got off on the wrong fold of our strip.
Exactly, right? And you managed to get up here and find us so fantastic you are. You have the capacity to have a conversation about this, right?
I was right about them. Shut up. Back in my day, species wouldn't take 5,000 years. Back in my day, it would only take about 600 years. This is bullshit.
Oh my god.
I do love the idea of impatient alien machine life forms binking into each other in space. Just well, this is boring.
We even tried to foreshadow and set the idea in your minds with fiction, and we even gave this idea to this dude called Tolkien of what if you had some metal thing that was actually alive, but then he decided that thing needs to be destroyed, and we were like, well, shit, that didn't work.
I do find it funny though that there is a little bit of vagary in terms of when they arrived to how long they started waiting or on the moon, probably on the dark side of the moon or something with what is the point at which we should start, how long were they there? I'm guessing it was almost no time at all, because the other tiny plot hole that could be had here is just the idea that there's so many of them, and the idea that there was no detecting them via I think conventional satellite detection stuff.
That's where I would say the initial first few that show up and petrify the birds and stuff. All right.
They're really small.
Cool. Yeah, they're really small.
Yeah.
They float in.
I'm just talking about the cloud.
Yeah, I imagine the cloud that's on the moon only showed up actually after the petrification fully happened. And so it's there were the few that went the first time and they're like, okay, cool. All right, it's ready.
No. Because remember, a bunch of them landed in.
No, right. And so then
Amazon.
And so then the bunch of them land.
That should have probably been noticeable.
That
there were
probably should have been
tens of thousands of them.
There is the possibility that they could have, gone separately and then sort of, all assembled.
So that's
or whatever.
A lot of time of them consistently coming down.
Yeah,
to a place that is not, without people.
Well, they did choose one of the most
No, not as much anymore.
Okay.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. We get so many people being like, I saw a UFO, I saw a thing in the sky. We have cell phones, smartphones, and
But I'm sure the idea of like, hey, when everybody groups up, we are going to meet in this spot. Amazon rainforest. Sure, that seems about good. Like that seems like a
yeah. What
place
would be really fun for me
decently
is the
unoccupied.
cloud of them coming down, and 5 minutes later they're blamming the planet. But there's like 5 to 10 people with smartphones like, holy shit, you know, like seeing this, and they're like literally about to post to social media, and then blah, like just petrifies everybody,
Sure.
and they're like. I was
and
right,
theoretically
aliens are real.
And theoretically, they could have even done it as they're falling.
But they didn't. That's what they showed, at least.
Yeah, no, I know.
So again, it's the thing of where, at some point...
They did a lot of things that were awesome in this episode to suspend the disbelief.
Yes.
There are still a couple questions. But
There are
But
quite a few questions.
I appreciate all the little details that they went into, like, wait a minute, why didn't we see the green energy from the birds being, petrified?
Mm-hmm.
Why were the birds petrified? Oh no, that was literally just so that you guys would be able to tell that petrification was happening, and whichever intelligent species seemed to freak out about it, that's the one
we code to that,
all right,
that
sweet,
species DNA, which is also fun because it's the... Wait, so you're telling me...
And that's why the animals weren't petrified.
Well, right. But remember,
Even
they
though
use
could be.
radio waves to communicate and detect and things
Oh.
like that. So
Well-
what you're telling me is that
A shit ton of radio waves.
a shit ton of waves are coming out, and you don't have the
and
basic
from
ability
space.
to detect from... Probably it's just because this is a protocol, they've done it this way.
Sure.
And also there's... Oh, wait, no, this is what's funny. They have no eyes, so they don't actually, like... see or can tell what is a species or not. So there could be these things called televisions. They're like, is
Holy
that
shit.
the species? That's such an intelligent species. Oh my god! And then they like actually,
My
scan
brother,
for
it's
DNA.
not responding.
Yeah. Yeah. Then they scan the DNA and they're like, oh, it's the apes walking around looking
That
at the
poke the
TVs.
TV,
Yeah. Those are the. Oh well.
Gotcha.
That makes so much more sense now.
Also, just because they use radio waves as a means of detecting intelligent life does not necessarily mean that the way that they communicate with each other is through radio waves. They can. They did that, thing with Kohaku, which, by the way, that was such a fun twist and, like, so much more interesting than turrets or whatever, right? But to have Kohaku suddenly be like, oh, Senku's telling me to
do something, yeah.
To do something. Yeah, okay, I'll do it. I trust Senku. And we've established beforehand that this thing, these things have been able to imitate Senku's voice specifically, right? And so, okay, and also talk over the radio.
Yeah.
And then everyone just being like, what are you doing? That was awesome.
Nobody said that.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, then also why do you want to die? Not actually threatening them.
It's just a genuine question.
It's just a genuine question of why would you turn down immortality?
Also, I love the detail of like, all right, we meet an alien life form, like alien species and all that stuff, but it's a machine life form. Okay, fantastic. So Senku's abrasiveness will not be a problem.
Nope.
Like in fact, they will appreciate the frankness.
So what logic is Senku going to throw down at them that makes them either just leave, give up, or basically say, we'll decide how we use you, or
Right.
something. I don't really feel like the ending of this story works as well if they...
Well, okay.
Oh, wait! You can tell them basically to just turn off and be like, we'll take care of you.
Sure.
Like, that's basically what you said to us, right? Like,
Well, I think that might be a difference in understanding of the nature of their own existences, right? Organic versus inorganic life form. But I think one element that will probably be part of it is Senku being like, all right, we appreciate the thought with regards to the petrification. We absolutely do want that. That will be very helpful.
yeah, we'll use that in hospitals
Yep.
all the time.
And we will absolutely take good care of you. Just so you understand us a little better. Because we're squishy meat sacks,
Yep.
there are certain things that we really appreciate that you guys probably don't care about.
Yep.
So things like being able to like articulate our limbs. That's something that's really nice. We like being able to walk around.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Yep.
We like being able to have physical contact with each other. when we're petrified, we can't do that, and that's.
So if you want,
we don't like.
if you want to be good parasites, these are basically our demands, and we will provide you each very wonderful capsules, and you will not petrify anyone ever, and we will just take care of you and coexist.
Yeah, exactly. You're already basically there in that once we started waking up, you waited for our specific requests to do the petrifying. So fantastic. We can keep doing that, you know? Maybe don't listen. If anyone gives you an order to petrify the whole planet again, just let everybody know.
They would have to turn off their petrification ways or basically turn themselves off in every way whatsoever so that they don't respond like that. Like,
sure, I mean,
because then they can just locally turn them on as like professionals and be like, okay, cool. So I'm going to because they do need to petrify them like like sometimes probably
no more than 10 meters range ever. You know, right?
Oh, sure.
You know,
we'll limit your range capacity to 3 meters or something, and be like, okay, the only time you'll use it though is specifically when you detect with the DNA of a person nearby that they are. No. You don't even need to do that.
Yeah, just limit the scope of it, and then that kind of takes care of it.
Maybe though, but the still problem is that you're still introducing something that could be a theoretical weapon to a very violent species.
I mean, sure, but then just.
I just think Senku would think about that.
Turn it into a 5 meter radius or something, or a 3 meter radius max or something, because if you give someone a grenade that doesn't actually kill anyone, but just puts them into a stasis.
Yeah. No, that's a very devastating weapon. Like, that is a very...
far as weapons...
You can enslave an entire, like...
No, as far as weapons, I think that, yes, but I think that is doing a disservice to the terrifying weapons that humanity already possesses.
No, totally. But again, I still feel like Senku has to be thinking about these kinds of things from the standpoint of negotiating, because I think there's arguments that can be made as to why you guys can go about doing whatever you're doing here, but the Earth is off limits. We're not going to deal with that here. Or have 1 to 100 of your species here. We'll take care of them.
Yeah.
And basically, we will give ourselves a practice run. Come back in 10,000, 100,000 years, or what have you.
And we can even swap them out as you have new ones that need to be like fixed up and whatnot.
Yeah, we'll have a little colony of them here, and we'll use them for medical purposes and stuff.
Right. We use you for our medical purposes, and you use us for medical purposes.
Right.
Perfect. Like that's a fairly straightforward agreement.
There you go.
Right there.
That's actually how it is. You both get them to leave and some of them to stay. You have the majority of them leave, and the other ones that stay have range limitations put on them. Like very small range limitations, but then also are basically there primarily to be used for medical reasons and stuff. And then you guys can come back every 10,000, 100,000 years or what have you.
You know that this is a good like stopping point if you have people that need to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And we'll, maybe not everyone on our planet will know about that. We are fairly short-lived creatures after all, and, things like that. But we'll make sure that there is that place for you to go, and, you'll know how to contact us and everything. And
right. I mean, if anything, shoot.
Like
this can be the place where we exchange and trade and do, like, diplomacy here, is just on the moon. This is the safe space where in the future humanity will probably have populated the whole solar system.
Come down to
point.
one of those places that'll rust and all.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
But
although, wild stuff set up for a finale where we can actually have the science fiction story, which was a twist revealed all along that it all along it was science fiction,
right?
Because of course it was. Can then have it end with a conversation.
Yeah.
I think that all the best stories of science fiction end with a conversation between some kind of,
Congratulations.
Well, I was going to say some kind of like, some kind of intelligence that is far beyond our own and a human being. Like that's like some of my favorite.
Yeah, definitely a lot of the good ones.
A lot of the good ones, at least.
Yeah.
But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.